Okay, let's see what we're working with. Okay, nerfs and buffs. Shadows of the Spire has wasted no time in making big impact on both. Can you guys see that? Let me increase it a little bit for you guys. And then I will move it over a little. Nope, can't do that. Oh well. All right. Making a big impact both throne and expedition, and so far the landscape is rapidly evolving. We've been working on an update with changes along these lines for a few weeks now, but wanted to see the extent of the impact Shadows of the Spire would have. That makes sense. We looked at this weekend's Spring Championship Expedition as a last chance for the field to convince us that the tools exist to keep up with the Fire Time Shadow Sacrifice decks. As the tournament results shook out, it became clear that the overall trends of the past few weeks were holding strong and required action. To that end, we will be making the following card changes tomorrow, May 12th. For those of you that are new players, every time they nerf or buff a card, they give you, I believe, for like 4 or 5 days or for the week, you have the chance to turn the cards that you got in packs to Shiftstone, I believe, right, guys? It's the cards not the cards you made. It's the cards, not the ones you crafted. It's the ones you got at packs into Shiftstone for full value. Does anyone know if there's a way to select what badge you get, or does it force you to take the latest badge? Ooh, new cards. I was wondering. It's the ones you crafted. Okay, thank you, Prison. Okay, I had it flipped. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense too. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was the other way around. So it's the cards you crafted you get to dust. Oh, there you go, guys. So there you go, Sandy. If you want to keep your Yoda, you can go to your Twitch settings and then keep it as what you're looking. Okay, let's find out what we're getting, guys. So we start off with public enemy number 1, even-handed golem. Now a 1/1 was a 2/2. Even-handed golem has been a polarizing card, as of late being some players' favorite card and others' least favorite. While most would agree the quest it presents you with an interesting one that changes deck building in a way no other card does. Most would also agree that its power level has been a little high. I agree. I do like the fact that it forces you to like definitely create a unique deck. While the recent buffs to merchants have increased their usage a fair bit, this is true. The recent changes to markets have been a greater boost to even decks. Been a greater boost to even decks than we liked, with their newfound ability to easily utilize bargain cards. While this change does not directly target the powerful part of the card, it's frequently the case that preserving strengths and weaknesses and increasing weaknesses leads to more room for the metagame to evolve and cards' personalities to stand out, rather than trying to squeeze everything together. Our hope is that this change will preserve the powerful card draw reward for doing the work Even-Handed Golem asks of you, while introducing a real weakness in the form of the tempo loss from having such a modest impact on the board. Besides, the rate matters, and there's a big difference between a 3-for-1 and a 2-for-1. Both are powerful, to be sure, but with this new stat line, it will take more work to actually get a full 3 cards out of it. We were also interested in distributing the nerfs lightly across several cards rather than just doing hard after 1 or 2. Other changes from this patch will hopefully harmonize with the even-handed golem change to further return the format to its healthier balance. I don't know. I think Yeah, I think it being a 1/1 is actually kind of relevant, guys, because of the fact that like it's gonna one die to more cards, right? It dies to favor now, it dies to condemn, and the fact that it can't trade anymore for a lot of the 2/2s and 3/2s, I think makes a big difference now as well. It's also one less health to soak up damage from Milos, so that's gonna be a consideration as well. I think it's a nerf. I think it's a nerf. Yes, I mean, like, pay attention to that last run, right? As a 2/2, it was almost 100% a 3-for-1. Now there is more of a chance that it's gonna end up being a 2-for-1. I'm not saying it's completely irrelevant, right? But I do understand, like they said, that the power in the card is the fact that it draws you 2 cards, but at least now you're not getting a decent body for it, right? Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I don't. I see their hesitation to fix the draw 2 cards because you are warping your entire deck, right? There's half the format that you can't use in your deck. Yes, I understand in Throne and even Expedition, there's been an abundance of playables to where it doesn't hurt you that much, but it still is a restriction, right? So I don't know. I think the error of its ways was with the bargain cards. I think that's what did it, and they mentioned that as well. When you had to choose between even-handed golem and a market, I think that was a little more fair and would have probably made this nerf make a lot more, like, be a lot more even. But the fact that you can have even-handed golem and still have a market is where it got kind of busted. Well, I don't think they were gonna nerf Jack just yet, Kaifeldspar, because I mean it's the new shiny toy. So I don't think they want to nerf cards right away. They want to give it a little bit of time to shine, you know, and that's probably why it took them so long to nerf Kato. Okay, let's move on to Nahid. No, Nahid's Distillation. Aw, sad face. Okay. Nahid's Distillation is now 7-time and it was 6-time. Nahid's Distillation is an extremely powerful source of card draw with its heart in the right place. However, at the end of the day, it has proven itself just too much in both Throne and Expedition, crowding out slots of alternatives and invalidating several strategies that cannot keep up with it. While this change is substantial, our hope is that this change still leaves the card a viable option for players looking to refill rather than a ubiquitous cornerstone. I'll probably still take it in limited. Paying 5 to draw 3 is a little pricey. I think I would still want to experiment with it. Constructed, I feel like that's a really big nerf to Constructed. Like, who can afford to take their 5th turn off to draw 3 cards? Like, your opponent's going to have anywhere from 4. Yeah, I mean, they can have anywhere from 3 to 5 units in play, and you're just going to do nothing that turn. You're going to get rid of one of your blockers, and yeah, that's going to be tough. I think that's a bigger hit to Constructed than is Limited. It is going to be a nerf in Limited as well, because if you don't have a defensive board state or a stable board state, you'd be hard-pressed for the same reasons to take your turn 5 off and go down a blocker to draw 3. It's yeah. Nice, well done, Formal. Well done. Hey, what's up, Yeast Out? How are you doing, friend? It's always good to see you. Fair. You're not wrong there, Yeast Out. You are not wrong, my friend. Alright, let's move on, guys. Kato, Arena Herald, now presenting. Now takes 12 units to make an 8/8, was 10, and it's corrupted 2, which I believe was corrupted 1. So they made it 2 more units and increased the corrupted cost by 1. So It is going to make it a little bit slower. I will say that on both accounts, right? You won't be able to play one, sack it, and then sack the token as well, or the shade. Kato has been a little too quick to reach his full potential, and reaching this powerful endgame has been a little more reliable than we'd like. As a defensive tool, Kato is a great way to slow down an early rush, but combined with other corrupted units, it can lead to games bogged down too reliably. He leads to a lot of exciting moments and rewards a lot of choices, both in deck building and in game. He's doing too much to push the games to being just about making 8/8s early and repeatedly. Yeah, that's how you design the card. Kind of feel like they're reprimanding the community for doing what the card does. Like, that one's a little silly. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna slow it down by maybe a turn or two, right? It's interesting to see how it's gonna play out, right? Because there's so many nerfs here. Holy cow! All right, let's just keep going down the list. No. Oh, okay. Rector Fire is fine. Okay. Unfamiliar Interloper, now a 1/1, was a 1/2. In addition to Kato Herald, Arena Herald, we wanted to pull back a little on another corrupted unit that has been seeing more and more play in sacrifice-centric decks. While there are a lot of options for profitable units to sacrifice, Unfamiliar Interloper was pushing decks more and more together, leading to less diversity overall. This change preserves its influence fixing flexibility while making it a little less free to sacrifice. See, and I don't think that's a nerf at all. Like, yes, don't get me wrong, the 2 on the body means that it blocks a little bit better, attacks a smidge better, but not really. Actually, not really. Like a scotch better, like not much. I think the biggest value of this card particularly was the fact that it had fixing and 2 bodies. So I think that nerf is, though quite like minuscule, and that's what kind of what they're going for, I don't think it's really going to change the dynamic of Interloper like at all. Oh, they brought back Maiden. I am super excited about that. Marvin the Imp coming in with the 24-person raid. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's get some hype train, foxes and sloths and frogs and porgs in chat, welcoming everyone from Marvin's raid. Welcome, friend. Welcome. Marvin, I hope you had a great stream, my friend. I really appreciate you. If you guys don't know, definitely check out Marvin's not only stream, but Discord, because Team Not Tavrod does a monthly tournament, or is it weekly? It's monthly tournament, right, Marvin? But it's completely free to play, and you guys get to challenge out any of your tournament decks with a time zone that's convenient for you, so definitely check it out. Sometimes weekly? Okay, fair. Long story short, join the Discord. What's up, Johnny? Great stream today, buddy. You were like all over the place and just smashing it. Great job on sealed, by the way. Go to bed, man. These don't go into effect till tomorrow, so you're good. You got time to read them and catch up. Plus, you're a master, so you're all right. Oh. All right, let's continue reading, shall we? Rectifier, now a 3-time 1. Oh, it's a 1/1. Was a 3-time 2/1. Oh my god. All right. That was a pretty big nerf. Like, it's gonna be harder to splash, and now it trades with fewer things. Like, now they just made it to where all the destruction cards trade with each other. Oh yeah, for sure. I still think you take it though. It does so much work in this format. I think you definitely still have to take it. Oh, nice, Johnny. Look at you all over it, buddy. This is the first time I'm seeing it, thanks to Papa Capricorn. which is also the creator, designer, and host of ShiftStoned.com. So you guys definitely check that out. You can go on the podcast. Let me get you that number real quick. What podcast did we have Papa Capricorn and Stever Cakes on? Let me see. Because I like to be thorough.
Hello everyone, my name is Mark from Focus on Limited Play.
Oh my god, that is Yoda Bites. Come on, how do I go to the rest of... Oh, there we go. Let's see. I think you were in the 40s. There we go. Episode 49 is the Eternal Resources, where you can get a hold, or we do a breakdown and interview with Stever Cakes and Papa Capricorn, talking about the great resources they have. Okay, so let's continue down. Rectifier. Like Unfamiliar Interloper, Rectifier was yet another high-rate corrupted design that could lock up the ground early. Reducing its strengths makes the card less of a roadblock for aggressive decks, and the extra influence requirements reduce the ease at which it was to be splashed in many factions. So see, this is the interesting thing, is that now the limited format is getting, once again, punished for the sins of the constructed formats. Because yes, don't get me wrong, you always run Interloper, but I don't feel like Rectifier, but I don't feel like Rectifier was nearly as broken in limited as it was in constructed. It's good, it's really good, but I guarantee you if Rectifier was not seeing play in constructed, we would not see this nerf in it in limited. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I could really say on it. Like, I think it was fine. The other downside to this, right, is that they're kind of hurting the longevity of a lot of these cards.
Excellent. The mind control device is nearing completion.
They changed Aramont? Oh my god. Erico Rojo, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, friend. Lightning Storm coming to draft. Ooh, Space Ghost. Space Ghost. Nerf the voice line fair. We can track down the voice actor and find out, be like, how could you do that? Oh man. But yeah, like, so what I was saying is the problem with these nerfs now is the fact that there's going to be they're hurting the longevity of these cards to where there's a good chance we won't see these as new cards. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, by nerfing these cards, they had their moment in the light and they're nerfing them, so it's harder for these cards to come back, right? It's kind of like, for example, Heart of the Vault. Heart of the Vault was around, it was a key point, but you also couldn't just freely run it in every deck. And then they nerfed it because they're like, well, we're seeing too much of it, because it was kind of the deck of the month. And then now you almost never see Heart of the Vault. So it's one of those things where we saw Rectifier everywhere, and even then, like, Rectifier wasn't that big and constructed, to be honest with you. It was only, what, the last 2 weeks that we saw Rectifiers? I think a lot of decks were even only running 2 of them. Now, it was only this weekend where we saw 4 because people were anticipating, like, Kato mirrors. So... Alright, let's move on. Aramont's Machinations. Now, 6-time Shadow was 5-time Shadow. That's a pretty big nerf. Maybe not. Like, the deck that's playing Aramont Machinations had no influence issues, so I don't think it's that big of a nerf. It's mainly, now I'm wondering if it's a nerf to the other decks that wanted to run this card, right? Because now, for example, if you're running mono Shadow splashing time, Machinations may not be a good market card for you anymore. It's really interesting, right? Because they're doing this stuff to kind of nerf the destruction deck, but one of the strengths of that destruction deck is that the influence was preposterous. I mean, some of the people were splashing a 4th color in the form of Primal in that deck. So I think just making double time, double shadow at 6, like, I mean, that's something that the ambition decks were running, right? The old school ambition decks had double shadow on 2 for Vara, and then what were they running at 5? I honestly don't remember right now what the ambition decks were running at 5. And then double, it's gonna, oh, was it Macto? I don't know if they were running Macto or not. So it was double shadow on 4, double shadow or double Argentport on 5, and then double Rakano on 6 for Rizon. You know what I mean? And then triple Rakano on 7 for Akaria. Like, so I think this was a nerf to Aramot's Machinations, but not necessarily for the deck that they were trying to nerf it. And a lot of people have stated that the strength of this card is actually the +1/+1 and Overwhelm on the units versus the cost. Thanks, Saka. Oh yeah, you're right. It no longer, yeah, you're right. The 6 cost takes it off of Crack the Earth. Yeah, good call. Okay, it was Macto. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was Macto or not. That was all. It definitely wasn't Sadidi, that's for sure. Your expedition deck beats your throne deck? I was playing some with your expedition deck, Johnny, and like, man, I must be playing the deck wrong, dude, because I was just a smidge over 50% with it. I think it's a good deck. I think I'm just not necessarily playing it correctly. All right, Blazing Salvo. This card has been a staple for sure. Now deals 2 damage to a. Oh wait, I didn't read it. My bad. I'm sorry. Aramot's Machinations can lead to some epic comebacks, but at 5 cost, it was providing too powerful a form of inevitability against the field as a whole. We've also added extra influence requirements to help reduce the ease in which it can be used in strategies with 3 or more factions, similar to Rectifier. Blazing Salvo. Blazing Salvo now deals 2 damage to a unit and yourself. Was 2 damage to a unit. So it's like a reverse oh gosh darn it, I forgot that card now. Not the Overwhelm. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I'm that person. So we go to Eternal Warcry, one of the great resources. We get there. I'll wait for it to load. Alright, let's read it. While the new Desecrate? No, it's not Desecrate. What's up, Rice Pad? Hey, Dire Snail. It's going pretty good. We're going over the update that comes out tomorrow. How are you doing? Dire Snail has arrived, but slowly. I like it. And no, it's not Caleb's favor. It's the one that does 2 to a unit and 2 to the player. Why? That's weird. Let me try it in a different browser. Kind of odd. Why is Warcry not working? Piercing Shot. Is it Piercing Shot? You guys are yelling at me right now. I'm sure of it. Is it Piercing Shot? Yes. Ah, there we go. That's what it is. It's a reverse Piercing Shot. Thank you guys. You guys know what you guys mean what I know. Look at that. You guys killed it. It's really interesting, Chewbacca. You caught us in the middle of going over the update that happens tomorrow. Tomorrow / man, whenever they do the update, which is probably sometime in the afternoon. How's your Totemite deck going, Dire Snail? Are you having some fun? Okay, so while the new market spells have really opened up new spaces and changed the way we think about markets, Blazing Salvo has proven itself too efficient for fire decks of all shapes and sizes to pass up. Our hope is that this change will preserve it as a powerful option for aggressive decks, albeit a little riskier of one, while reducing the amount players feel compelled to use it, even in slower, more reactive decks. I mean, it makes sense, right? The aggressive decks don't really care about their life totals as much, but that's going to make mirrors quite awkward. I think it does question it a little bit for control decks, right? But at the same time, like once they've stabilized, it's just another kill spell. I don't know. I really am not sure how this is going to work out. Like, it kind of makes sense, but I think it's kind of tough, right? Like, there's very much a price to pay for dealing 2 additional damage to yourself for free. Like, think about how many times you've played when it was a aggressive meta where you kind of had to question the second or third emblem you played, or how sometimes you've drawn an emblem and you can't play it because it puts you in seer range or you're dead. So I think it's something to consider, but I'm not necessarily sure how big or small this is going to play out. I do think it does make it to where it's not just an auto include, which is probably what they were going for, but maybe not. I'm not necessarily sure. Like, most of the time people play this really on 1 or 2 to kill their 2-drop, so you're kind of gaining the life back anyways, and at that point you're at 25, so you don't really care. You know what I mean? So I'm almost leaning towards it might still see about an equal amount of play, but I'm not necessarily sure. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm perfectly cool with you running it in Gauntlet. Did you manage to craft a Caleb's Persuader yet? Oh yeah, for sure, Dub Mike, 100%. It's gonna be a worse late game play as well, though, for sure. Arc of Soul now is 2 was 1 2 time was 1 time. I think that's reasonable. Like, you felt really bad when you were on the draw and you played a depleted power, and before you passed the turn, your opponent played Crack the Earth. You were just like, oh my god, they're getting it ramped and fixed. Huh. So I could see, I think this is reasonable. I'm already behind this one. Arc of Soul had... Sorry about that, guys. Ooh, yeah. Salvo killing Fury Blades and Sword of Icarias. Fair assessment there, a big space ghost. Every time I read your name, it sends me back to like middle school. Maybe even high school. Maybe high school, I don't remember now. Yeah, good point, Capefield Spar. It definitely gives you another way to go out on your own terms. I like that. Hey, that is awesome, Dire Snail. How many times have you been able to just go off with Caleb's Persuader and Toda Colony? Oh, that's funny, Sokka. I need to add like a yawn emote to my thing, or not emote, but GIF. Yeah, so if you guys you're probably, let me see, tomorrow's Tuesday. Yep. So your best bet to catch how these updates to the draft format do going live. The first chance to do it is probably gonna be Johnny D. Right? Or is Cass? I don't know Cass's schedule. I feel bad. If it's never mind. It'll be Johnny, because Cass and Caleb, they draft in the morning, but the changes won't go live. So you'll probably be checking out Johnny into Mercurial are probably the 2 soonest streamers to catch the draft updates tomorrow. Oh, that is fantastic, Dire Snail. I might have to add a YouTube video to share that with other people, because that was fun. I actually put that clip in my, oh no, I didn't make the cut. I made a new intro video for the stream, and I had that when we used the Caleb's Persuader to trigger Toda Colony, and I it didn't fit. I didn't have enough time to put it in there. Yeah, I'm gonna go through all the updates, Dub Mike. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad, Merc. Oh, cast streams in the afternoons on Tuesdays. Okay. Sorry, I work at night, so my days are all blended in together. I don't know which day is coming and which day is going. I haven't in a little bit, formal, just because the studio's been closed down and stuff, and I had a knee injury, so it's been a little bit since I've gotten on the fabric, but I'm planning on soon for sure. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Let's continue going down these. All right, so that was it. Oh wait, yeah. Arc of Soul has a lot of good gameplay associated with it, but the market changes have lowered the opportunity cost of the card further than is healthy for such an aggressively costed card. This change preserves the power ramping capabilities, including when used alongside Crack the Earth, as we stated earlier. While generally increasing the tempo trade-off you have to make, especially for even decks that were able to exploit it, even to have efficient one power play despite the deck's fundamental conceit. All right, fair. Side buffs. This is gonna be interesting. Purge Driver, now a 3/2 for 4 triple justice, was a 2/2 for double justice. I have no idea why they did this. Is it to the only deck that plays Purge Driver right now is Kilo? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've literally had, I think I'm the only person that's had units die to Purge Driver. I've had 2 units die to Purge Driver now, which is extremely frustrating. But hey, at least I'm making other decks look better. But that seems, I don't even know what to say to that. That seems super awkward to me. Like, it's just kind of like whatever. All right. Two-Face, now a 2/1 corrupted 1, was a 2/2 corrupted 2. We also wanted to tweak a couple of other corrupted designs to shift where their rate is located. Purge Driver's extra strength should make the piece match up better on the table, while the extra influence keeps it less available for 3 or 4 or more faction decks. Two-Face losing a point of health makes it weaker in sacrifice decks, to be sure, but we've also reduced its corrupted cost for players actually using it for its primary role. Since these are not strictly buffs, we will always be offering sellbacks to any players who crafted them. I don't like the Two-Face one. I won't lie to you guys. I don't like the Two-Face one at all. I liked the 2/2 with upside. I think that was fair. Making it to where there's more things that can kill it. There's already, I mean, on like legitimately, it has deadly. So the 2 attack only matters if it gets silenced, which most people don't, and or it's attacking, which it does some work on offense, but most of the time you're playing this guy on defense or for the mill strategy. So I feel like we already have so many 1/1 deadlies. Yeah, I don't know. I'm personally not a big fan of that nerf, that side buff, I guess. Yeah, this section just kind of has me not flabbergasted. I'm not like flipping tables or anything, but it feels a little awkward. Oblique buffs. All right, I like that. I like that, Johnny. Yeah, no, exactly. Johnny's on it. There's 3 cards that people run in their decks anyways that just kill this guy now. So the deadly is significantly weaker. Yeah. Vara's Favor, Condemn, and Blight Moth automatically kill this guy now. Like, just easy peasy. Oh, you're good, man. What? You don't have to apologize for the plug. I plugged you first, homie. I used to do that, Sokka. Actually, when I first started streaming, I would randomly stream my circus practices. I streamed my gym workouts on, was it Facebook Live? I don't think it was Twitch. I think it was Facebook Live or something. And it was just, a lot of people didn't tune in, and I'm very much a feedback guy. So after I did about 3 times with like sub 12 people, I was like, meh, I'm good. Plus, gym's my happy place. I zone out. That keeps me from like being extremely violent with people. So I streamed my circus practices or circus training on Twitch. I think I might have like 1 or 2 VODs up from that. But yeah, the workouts I did on Facebook, because I don't think anyone wanted to see me on Twitch working out. But now come to find out, there's entire health Twitch channels, so maybe I was wrong. Okay, buffs. Kira the Prodigy. Now a 2-3 was a 2-2. Alright, I'm cool with that. Heirloom Blade. Which one was that one? Drawing a blank now. Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay. That's why I'm drawing a blank on that card. Heirloom Blade, now a 4-4, was a 3-3. So Heirloom Blade is a 6 cost Justice. Heirloom Blade costs 4 less if you sacrifice a unit to play it. Wait, if you sacrifice a unit to play it. Okay, so it has part of the trigger. Okay. Aerial Battle, now fast and deals 7, was slow and deal 5. Oh, ooh. Huh. That just smashes Elysian Flyers, right? Like, I'm reading that correctly. There's nothing in Elysian Flyers or Dragon. Oh, wow. That actually hits dragons too. John, are you in chat? Yeah, I do like the fact that they buffed Yoda's card. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, like, that seems like a really good buff to me. But it's super awkward because it goes in the decks that it's good against, right? Like, Aerial Battle is primal, double primal. So, and it's Elysian and Skycrag. Elysian Flyers and Skycrag Dragons. I mean, because Huru doesn't care about it, right? I guess it kills Siditi and Enforcer, but it killed Enforcer and it didn't kill Siditi. But Siditi hasn't seen play in a hot minute either. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good buff to me. And fast speed? So you could just... So, like, if your opponent puts you on it, what are they going to do? Like, hit you for 2 and just bait it? That's... I mean, it won't kill Awana. You know what I'm talking about? The 2-4 that makes you wolves. But it kills the Mother of Skies. Dark King Roa, hello, friend. Yeah, and the 7 damage means it also kills Spit Flame. It kills Carvet. It kills both Carvets. Let's see, what are the flyers? Yeah, man, this card does some work now. That's a pretty decent buff. I think man, I almost feel like that was too much of a buff, honestly, but I don't know yet. But I mean, it going to 7 made it much more relevant, right? Like, it killed a lot more things, so that made it more relevant. Or making it a fast spell. I think giving it that 2 damage more was more relevant because of how many more things it could kill than the fast speed. But both put together, that's pretty darn scary. I mean, Huru could play it, honestly, because Huru is on the ground. Huru is only running Siditi, which is, well, and even then, I think Huru actually moved away from Siditi, so they were running, ooh, you know what? This is also good against the mill deck, actually, Sokka. because the mill deck wins with the 3 sapphire dragons, so this kills all the sapphire dragons. They hit you for 3, they draw 3 cards, but then as soon as they're done getting the dragons, you just wipe the board. What's the other flyer card that it kills? Well, it doesn't because it has Aegis, but it could technically kill the 3/3 Wyvern as well. Chewbacca coming in with those biddies. Chewbacca, thank you so much for those biddies. That is awesome. It's always a great night when you swing by, man. You're part of the community. You're part of the family. Thank you so much, Chewbacca. You rock, my friend. And I need to fix that because I did not like how small that alert box was. So we're going to up that a little bit. Let's up that a little bit. Get some more action whenever you guys are kind to the community. There we go. Hey, what's up, Lepity? Bit hype, you know it. You guys know it. By the way, Dub Mike, go ahead and let your wife know that caffeine tastes even better in her cup. Well, that's because Blightmoth is still new. That's why, Lepity. They're going to show off the new cards. And once again, hyping it up. Let me show some love. Thank you to Mrs. Dub Mike for making me a sponsored. I got my first sponsorship here. Every time I plug her cup company, I get a new cup. Or I get a cup a month or something. I don't know. Maybe you should do... Oh, you could tell her to do that, Dub Mike. Tell her to do like a cup of the month club. And you get a random cup every month. You can get like a random doggy bowl, right? Because people dig that. The pet boxes, bark boxes or whatnot. Good night, Chewy, though. No, Johnny. Remember, you're the baby. You have the adult diapers and the giant pacifier. You're the redhead stepchild baby of the family. You're the one that like everyone passes off to everybody else to take care of. All right, let's continue down. Staff of Stories, woot woot. Yes. Oh man, that's great. I don't know why I always like Staff of Stories. So Staff of Stories was a 0-5, or is now a 0-5. Was a 0-4. That's not that big of a buff. I was kind of reading Statuary Maiden. That's kind of funny. I thought it was a 2-4 now instead of. All right. Well, I mean, it's like. You never really played Staff of Stories unless you could defend it. So I don't necessarily feel like it's a buff, right? By the sheer definition of the word, it's a buff. But I mean, like what? It dodges Eclipse Dragon now? Yeah. I like this card. This is one of my build-arounds, or one of the fun cards I like. I put in most of my cubes, but yeah, that really is not going to change it. Now, Statuary Maiden, yes, one of my OG favorite cards, is now a 2-4. Well, I'll be hot darned. But she was 3, right, guys? Was Statuary Maiden ever 3? I don't know. She went through so many iterations. It's been so long now. Was she ever 3? What's up, Collector? Always good to see you, buddy. She was always 4. Yeah, so it's so funny, man. It's so funny. Because when they nerfed her to Oblivion, everyone was like, what are you guys doing? And then nobody played her. And then they made her 2-3. And a couple of people tried it. Like us old school Jund/Ambition/ FJ or F... What is it? Fire... Just FJS/ Winchest people, right? And then we realized that she still was too susceptible because she died to Seer and Torch. So she was kind of pointless. And then, what do you know? They brought her back to her glory. This card is so good, guys. It leads to such annoying gameplay if you're like on the losing end of it. Because your opponent's just getting so many market cards or buffs. But yeah, it's just... Yeah. And she's a really good hoser for Corrupted, which is going to be fun to see that interaction. I'm hoping. Like, I'm right there with you. You, me, excuse me. You, me, and No Verb, Gatefold Spar, the Armory, The Armory crew. Winchester Armory, baby. That's where it's at. She doesn't stop corrupted? Oh, I get you. Like, they'll still get the shade. Yeah, fair, fair. Well, I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. I should reword that. It's going to punish corrupted. I take that back. It's not going to stop them from getting the shade, because the unit that goes to the void and the shade are two entirely different things. But just like Defile it'll go to the void, they'll get the shade, and then Defile steals it. But you're still getting a free card off of them sacking that. So if someone wants to do the whole like Kato sack the Totemite, and then sack Kato, and then sack the Kato shade to make another Totemite, you're gonna have 3 cudgels. Yeah, what up, homie? Yeah, that thing. All those got me. See, you guys mean what I know. And then Midnight Gale. Holy cow, I haven't seen this card in a hot minute. Midnight Gale is a 4/3, or it was a 4/3. Now it's going to be a 4/4. That's reasonable. I think it's a little too late coming, because it literally fills the same slot as the Mildrake, right? And I feel like in this scenario, the Aegis is a wee bit better than Lifesteal. Hey, MLNTN. We were just plugging Shiftstone, man. We got the most of the crew here. We're just missing oh my god, he has a million names now. Pulis Namaris. What's up? How you doing today, MLNTN? Oh, it's 4 power? Okay, alright, never mind. Fair. Okay, so yeah, that's a reasonable buff. Once again, it dodges Seer. It still dies the Defile, so that's a consideration. Let's see. We're also taking this opportunity to make some upgrades to a diverse mix of underplayed cards that we hope will make them more interesting options to explore. Our next balance check-in will be early June. In addition to the aforementioned balance changes, however, we're also making some additions to the Eternal Draft Pack. This is going to be interesting. Let's see if it's some more constructed stuff. The Kira thing is going to be interesting. It's funny that they buff Kira at the same time that they nerf Blazing Salvo, right? Because Blazing Salvo is essentially the card that made you really have to value your X2s. The fact that she wasn't an X1, like, you never cared about Condemn or Vara's Favor anyways. She still dies to Torch and Seer. So that's a thing. She still dies to Defile. She still dies to Suffocate. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Admiral Ryder. It's going to be a little bit before they smacked down Jack. They definitely want us to be able to play with the new cards, and that's the harsh part about that as well, because nerfing campaign cards it's a very fine line, because of the fact that the only way you can get those cards is through paying for them. And so, well, I mean, I guess you can get them with the gold. So, but it's a fine line, because then it disincentivizes people to spend money on the game. So that's why they're very hard pressed to nerf the campaign cards, and definitely to nerf them quickly. Because imagine all the people that paid for the campaign, and then they played with the cards for what, 2 weeks, and then the cards, for a lot of people, the cards that they actually bought the campaign for get nerfed. Like, that will make them very hesitant to purchase or spend more money in the game in the future. And so I think they're always going to wait as long as possible before they nerf the campaign cards. Yeah, we were having that conversation earlier in MLNTN. I think it's a toss-up. I do think it's a nerf, but I don't like it's a slight nerf. It's not enough to complete nerf the card. And they actually said it. They're like, we're hoping this makes it to where the card is a little harder to get a 3-for-1 than the automatic 3-for-1, and it's closer to a 2-for-1. I don't think it's gonna be closer for a 2-for-1, because while they made it a 1-1, right, they also made a bunch of things X1s. So like don't get me wrong, they have a lot of cards to consider and a lot of things going on, and who knows how many of them are in the office and how hard it is to have conversations. So I do think twisting the knobs here and there is a little difficult, but I think some of the tweaks they did aren't going to impact the decks that they hope they would, between like influence requirements and like the 1-1s and the X1s. Like it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, but I do think we have enough players in Eternal that we're going to find out fairly early. And who knows, things might settle down for a little bit and we won't see these cards, and then the meta will shift, and then all these cards are once again very playable. So it's been only a week. Yeah. Yeah, I think Blightmoth is like, what, 6 weeks? It felt like these campaigns were almost back to back. Well, the thing is that that's what content does, Paldo. A lot of the content creators are going to get all these new cards, and they're going to brew with them, and they're going to post decks for people to consume their content and get informed. And so it's very easy for easy or difficult, or use whatever adjective you want, for this stuff to get explored because of that, right? So for example, let's say people have a bad taste in their mouth. They're like, oh no, we're not buying or the example, what was it, Whispers by Firelight or Nightmares, you know what I'm talking about, the one with the champions. None of the champions really saw play, right, for the most part, but we still had a bunch of content creators buying the content and making those videos, so people were excited. You have so I think that I don't know, actually I'm just gonna stop there because I lost my train of thought now. I had something when I started, and then when I tried to put in an example, I totally lost myself, so my bad. I'm gonna stay quiet. Let's catch up the chat. See, the difference between that though, Admiral, is the fact that costs Direwolf money. Yeah, exactly. There you go. But Beowulf said it. When they refund just the cards that are in circulation, it costs them absolutely nothing. They're just giving you back Shiftstone. If they nerf the cards in the campaign, then a refund would actually require some kind of monetary value. Because if they just gave you, let's say, like Shiftstone equal, I mean, I guess they could give you Shiftstone equal to the card's value, but then we already know that they don't necessarily follow the rarity as close with the campaigns as they do with other cards, and then that's kind of creeping into the pay to win territory. Like I don't know, it's a slippery slope, my friend. Yeah, I like, we talked about it in the recent podcast, where I actually like the fact that it's triple fire. Fair. Now, would people be happy with that though, Admiral, right? Like, if you paid money for the campaign and they said, hey, sorry, we're gonna nerf these cards, so we're gonna throw some gold your way, like, would you be comfortable with that? Or do you think a good amount of people would be like, I paid money, I want money back? You know? I mean, at the end, it's at their discretion, but with such a tight-knit community, you really want to try to keep people happy within reason and still keep the game to be the vision that you hoped it be, right? Because we have to remember that they're ahead. I don't know exactly how far ahead they are, but they're not making the next campaign right now. That's not, like, I highly doubt that. or not campaign, I'm sorry, set, right? There's just too much going on. And we saw that fairly quickly as well, where people were seeing such an uprising against even-handed golem, and then we started to see cards that were designed to start answering even-handed golem. Oh, you know what? I think, yeah, that does. Oh, that's right. They did nerf Palace and Boar. You're totally right, Paul, though. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you guys are right, Collector. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. No, yeah, and there you go. And I don't remember if there was a huge uprising from the community or not when that happened. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I was okay with it because I was like, whatever. But I don't know if there was an overall, like, pushback from the community for that or not. But you guys are 100% right. See, chat's awesome that way. Yeah. MLTN. Oh, there you go, Collector. Yeah, you clipped. Oh, yeah, you guys are on it, man. Gosh, having chat is so great. Yeah, they're probably gonna see how Jack plays out in Throne before they really consider nerfing him, because you know they want to give people some time to play with their new toys, right? Oh yeah, Old Palace was bonkers. It was bonkers good. Like, pretty much what you saw with Destruction this weekend is what you saw with Huru that weekend. And then at least, I mean, this was a bit of a dirtily deck too, but some of these Huru decks, their win cons was Svetya Sanctum and or Scourge of Frostholm. I mean, that being said, like, old school Palace could end the game pretty quickly. Like, +4/+4 on a big unit, and then you berserk it. Yeah, it's gonna end the game pretty quickly. All right, let's look into some draft stuff, guys, shall we? Oh gosh, they did it. Oh no, oh, I can't stand when they do. This is like one of my least favorite things, because now you have to like guesstimate, right? When they give you the, so when they created these draft formats, they make it to where, excuse me, the cards, the build around cards, right? The mechanics of the set, you at least get them in pack 1, so you have an idea of what lane to be in, and then you get the support for that in pack 2 and 3. When they flip it like this, it's so awkward and makes it much more difficult to draft, because of the fact that you're guesstimating on what payoffs you're gonna see in packs 2 and 3, right? So like, for example, in last format, are you taking random Onis in pack 1 and hoping that you see the acclaimed artisan in pack 2 and 3? Because there have been times where you're like, oh yeah, Onis are wide open, I'm taking these random Onis, because they were random, and then you open up packs 2 and 3 and you either A, get hooked up and you see all the acclaimed artisans, or B, you only see one acclaimed artisan, or C, you don't see any. And then you took all these random Rakano cards hoping that like you're gonna get the payoff, and you didn't. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, MLNTN. Oh my god, 6 months, buddy. Look at you. Yes, let's get some hype in chat. Thank you so much, MLNTN, for the sweet 6-month resub, friend. Welcome back to the Jedi Order. That is awesome. You got your Darth Maul lightsaber, homie. Yes, 3 more months and you get promoted to Jedi Knight. Thank you so much, MLNTN. I appreciate that. Is she learning the game right now? Did I peer pressure her, Dub? Hey, don't knock Jack's bounty, Paldo. I rocked the Rakano Jack for so long. That was the original rectifier. Just throwing it out there. I'm going to stake my flag. I feel like every person that's new to Eternal rocks that Jack like nobody's business. Straight up. You do. You have the Darth Maul lightsaber now, friend. Congratulations. Excellent. It really was. Yes, Cal. Jectifier. That's what it is, man. Watch. Now everyone's going to go back and look it up. Like, what Jack is that again? Is it almost double rectifier? No, it's not. It's a 6-4. Wouldn't that have been funny if it was 6 and it was a 4? Oh, I guess it would have to be a 4 too. That's kind of bad. Yeah, actually in my Praxis deck, I'm running 2 Jex takedowns. Also, guys, since we have so many of you in there, be on the lookout. Make sure you guys are checking out the Discord and the Reddit. It's about that time where EternalJourney is going to be hosting another charity peasant tournament. That's right, peasant. So we're going to be playing only with commons and uncommons to be friendly for newer players, as well as be allow the brewers in the community to get their brew on, and moreover really test the skill of the more competitive players to see what they can do at a more strategy based format than just straight up powerful cards. Hey, oh, AK Lepity, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub, friend. You only get one a month and you found me worthy, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much. Let's get some hype in chat, welcoming Lepity to the Jedi Order. So many hype things, man. You guys rock with those hype trains, by the way. Like, I have so many hype train emotes now. Welcome, Lepity. I really do appreciate that, friend. MLNTN, congratulations on that 6 month. You rock. Might have to make a video for 6 month promotion. I feel like 9 month promotion is pretty strong, right? Because you get your Yoda. You know what I'm saying? You get promoted to Jedi Knight. I feel like there's some oomph there. You know what I'm saying? We got Chastity Weaver being our first person with the Vader. You gotta love that. So yeah, Sandy, if you missed it, I don't know if you caught that message from Mercurio, but next month, if you would like to keep your Yoda instead of getting your Darth Vader, you could just go to your settings on Twitch and you can change it to your Yoda. So that's why I had fun making those badges. I won't get I think it's a 1.5 badge until I make partner. But I'll have to figure out. Maybe I'll do Boba Fett for either Boba Fett or General Grievous for the 1.5. That'd be kind of cool, right? Or maybe Mace Windu. Okay, all right. Draft update. Starting tomorrow, we're updating the draft format to facilitate a new world. A new draft format to explore. We're adding 73 commons and uncommons, which will also be added to Expedition. Yeah, that's exactly why you're doing it. So hey, draft packs are even bigger, everybody. Congratulations on more randomness. Not thrilled about that, not gonna lie. As well as changing the weighting of many cards. Such a great mechanic. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. I do appreciate what they're trying to do. I feel like it's one of those things where if you're trying to appease everyone, you end up appeasing no one. You know what I mean? All right, MLNT, and thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the sub, buddy, and I'll see you tomorrow before your work call. Say hello to the kids for me and tell them thank you so much for donating to the charity. They were awesome. I will take a look at it in a little bit. I tried to not be bad. I'll check it out in a second. Not yet, Lepity. Your first your first one is just the EJ logo, and then at 3 months you get your Jedi lightsaber, and then at 6 months you get your Darth Maul lightsaber. At 9 months you get Master Yoda, and at a year you get Darth Vader. Oh, what'd you tag me at? Got you. Okay. Thanks, Cal. Okay, so let us see what we have going on, shall we? Oops, sorry, clicked the wrong one. My bad, guys. Let me go back to the stuff and things. Okay, so the new pack order will be draft pack, echoes, draft pack. You can see the full list of cards available for expedition and draft packs here. Be sure to check out when it goes live tomorrow. That's the end of it. So let's go ahead and look at what the cards are. To facilitate this new world. All right, so yes. Oh, Magma Sentinel. Actually, is Magma Sentinel? Yes. Enemy unit. Okay, so it does not take out Hook Sword. So that's something to think about. That being said, it does kill Grodov's Stranger. Not Grodov's Favored. I'm sorry. It does kill Figure Tracker. It kills, may or may not kill Marsh Dragon. It kills all the flyers, right? Kills Sapphire Drake. It doesn't kill Thunderstrike Dragon. That's a consideration. It kills all the annoying flyers for sure, like the one-ofs. The ground units, I really don't think there's anything else that tussles with this thing except for it trades. It trades with Corpse Bloom, but it does not once again deal with giants. So I personally think this is a powerful card. I don't know if the format is slow enough for 8. I have ran a Hammerhand a time or two in limited, but Hammerhand does this I personally think a lot easier. You are still getting 2 bodies. It's unit and player, and it's 2. Like, I think this card can be strong, but I'm not necessarily sure if the format is slow enough for 8. I mean, that's a huge jump. Like, going from 6 power to 7 is a lot, and going from 7 to 8 is huge. Absolutely huge. Not all of them. We're gonna go kind of quick, but I like that one. We're gonna go over all of them, but I'm only gonna talk about the ones that stand out. I actually feel like Hammerhand actually just uses the bodies her opponents as hammers given. I really do. I like where you're going with, because they almost have the same pose, but I really do feel like Hammerhand reminds me of that one meme of like, I'm just a dude that's beating a dude with another dude. You know what I'm talking about? Just a little more adult language. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Paul, though. I think with Wind Conjuring still in the format, it makes it very difficult to want a high alert. I don't think the warp is enough to outweigh what you get with Wind Conjuring. All right, let's see what else we got. Softfoot Burglar, Overheat, Sizzleback Salamander, Wandering 4, I guess, meh. Yeah, still, like, unless they're about to add a bunch of attachments in this format, all these X1's flyers are not appealing to me whatsoever. Maybe because we're seeing some renown. Curator, unless you have played a Spell Strike, High Alert, Spire. So far these are pretty bad in my opinion. More X1s. I mean, I guess it kills a Rage Heart Paladin, but it still doesn't work against Corpse Bloom. Still doesn't work against giants. Oh god, that's right. The weighted as well. Gift of Battle. Oh, hey, Boot Knife. Sweet. There you go, Johnny. I think Sword of the Little King, or Little Gag, or Little Crook, or whatever, is gonna have some competition now that Boot Knife is back. I mean, this gets quick draw the turn you play it. It's only a single influence instead of Combre. No changey stick. Relics. When you play a relic, sure. Bandit flail. Like, how is this gonna compete with Sword of Ikaria and sorry guys, Sword of Ikaria and Arbalist. Curator Spear. Okay, so now we're going back to Ambition, or yeah, Ambition being the weapon. All right. Improvised Club. Runic Protector. Okay, at least that's another way to deal with giants, I guess. Submerged Titan. What? That synergizes with just Humbug's Nest, pretty much. Is a drone is in the format, I think. I don't remember now. Herbalist, okay. Fixing, that's fine. Whatever. Oh, Power Breach? Power Breach. I don't know how I feel about Power Breach yet. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like you'd rather still just run Corpse Boom. But, I mean, it does some work, right? It can get silenced by Rectifier. It's still 5/6. It tussles with Fear Tracker, with Dark Mass Stalker. What other things are we looking at in the format that we normally battle it out with? I don't think Primal has anything that you're worried about with this. Yeah. So Time is still going to be the busted color, it looks like. Yeah, Power Breach. Having Power Breach makes the Magma Sentinel a little more appealing, right? Blaze, yeah, it looks like they're going back to Ambition now. They're pulling away from Creation. I get it. They're trying to change up the format. Yep. So we're gonna go back to the original Tri-Factions now. It's looking like Carnivorous Sauropod. Well, we already know this format can get to 7, so this card's probably gonna go up. I actually like this card in the previous format. I took them decently high. Not like amazing high, but I thought they were pretty good. And they would go pretty late too. Like only the Instinct deck wanted these. You know what I mean? I get it. It's Instinct influence. I mean, like you didn't splash for this card is what I'm trying to say. We'll see. Did they give us the cargo? Oh yeah, I never liked this card. This card I've lost to it a couple times, but I was never a fan of it. Especially with like Rectifier and Curator running around. This card's gonna get worse. Tumbling Sloth is just okay. Actually, yeah, 3/4 in this format does pretty good. If they don't change it to have a bunch of 4/4s, like we've already established that 3/3 is the sweet spot for this, right? That's where a lot of health and attack goes. So 3/4 does a lot of work. That's why I took Vorlunx very highly. Oh my god. Beastmaster is back. Be still my beating heart. That being said, we're also not seeing that many ways of activating it. What are you gonna do? Or not permafrost. Oh no, you can't water conjuring your own units. That's the hard part, right? Paldo, is that what are you gonna do? You're gonna take a Kisul Beastmaster pack 1 and then hope that pack 2 and 3 has the support for it when the Tri-Factions in packs 2 and 3 are the complete opposite? Like, oh man, this is gonna be an interesting draft format, and I don't know if that's a good interesting or a bad interesting. Yeah, you're not wrong, Sokka, and you get to see those in packs 2 and 3. Contract, Horde Leader. Ooh, Cover Fire Marksman. That's a spicy meatball. Ooh, slap that on a Brood of Airmont or a Corpse Boom. Dive Bomb. That's gonna make Dive Bomb better. Brawler, okay. Smuggler Stash. And that means you can get back a hook sword, guys. You can get back a hook sword and a magma javelin. And let's see. So you get back a hook sword, a magma javelin. If you're still splashing time, you can get back the 1-3. That can get back a weapon. And you can get back your blade crafter. I have no idea. It's funny how they said that some of these. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. After this, before we play, I'm gonna go grab some coffee real quick because I feel really bad yawning in front of you guys so much. Smuggler stash. I don't know about construct. It's funny because they did those nerfs because they felt like there was too much consistency in these grindy decks, and then they're gonna print smuggler stash. These are new cards for the draft format. They aren't new cards as a whole of Eternal Lepity, if that makes sense. They've been in Eternal in former sets. They're just adding these to the draft format, which is adding it to Expedition. Yes. Okay. Monolith Guardian. I see, and that's funny because this would be almost an auto include in Tradition. Don't know if it's gonna make the cut in straight. I mean, I guess Waystone breaks. I guess Refuge, Heirloom, Steel-Eyed Pistol. Yeah, it's once again less great because there's less ways to trigger it. Encouragement, yes, encouragement. With Flyers, Victor's Cry. Where I like this card. I personally like this card, but I know it's not like, Windmill Slime. You made it. Hey. Island Choice. Now I kind of like this a little bit more than I like Bring Down, because this negates, eviscerates, cut ties. It stops corpse blooms. It stops. Well, I guess now Power Breach, Sentinel, Giant. This stops Draconis, Skyhard Draconis as well. I know, but I don't feel. I wonder if it's not. I don't know. Slay. Holy cow! They gave us Slay. That's ridiculous. Oh wow! I cannot believe they gave us Slay. All right, guys. Definitely do not sleep on Slay. If you are remotely close to playing this, take it. Unstable Form, Lightning Storm. Actually, Unstable Form might be kind of cute, right? Kind of cute. You play like a Skyhard Draconis, or you have your Giants, and then you hit them. Can anyone confirm the casting cost of the Corpse Bloom Shade? Can anyone confirm that for me? I wonder if you just A space your Corpse Bloom every turn, like turn it side, get it, or knives out your Corpse Bloom, and when they finally block it, you just Unstable Form the Shade to get like an 8/8. Can anyone confirm that for me real quick? Just I'm like random brewing. Like that's a corner case, but it's something. Glacier Shaper was a good card, but once again we're lacking Pitfall Trap. Hey, that's a cheap and good relic. It doesn't synergize with Rageheart Paladin, but something. Feeding Time. Wow. Okay. Speaking of Corpse Bloom, this is a good way to answer that. It's a good way to answer with exalted units as well. The Shade costs 7. Ooh, hey, what's up, Extinction? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, so they're just adding a bunch more removal to Expedition. See, once again, limited paying for the sins of constructed. Yeah, so Unstable Form, we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to Unstable Form like our busted Auric Reclaimer, or not Reclaimer, I just read that. Yeah, this guy's back. We were just talking about that on the show. Alyssa Armament. Alyssa Armament actually is kind of good or better now that we can get the weapon back with turn back time and soul drain smithing and all that stuff. Alyssa Armament might be a thing now. Life Drinker, a wee bit. Meh. Shoveler Y. Ooh, there's some pretty good summon effects. Moondial, who would play Moondial when we have like Tainted Mark? So did they really inject enough Sentinels? Oh my god. Yup. Displays are back. Sweet baby Jesus. You've got to be kidding me. Well, they're definitely pushing the original Tri-Factions. And let me just tell you guys, for those of you that haven't played with these cards, these displays are significantly better than the iteration of displays we have now. It's probably like 90% correct to always take these. Like, they're all really good. Yeah, no kidding. Ooh, that's a good point. That's a very good point, Gibbon. Purpose did get an upgrade. Huh. Purpose did. The units are still a little lacking, but Purpose did get really solid, which is kind of funny, right? And see, there you have it. That is how you know those were constructed inclusions, because Purpose is unseen and curses. And like, we didn't get any good curses, right? I didn't miss it, right? So all right. Display of vision. This is actually like what now more so than ever with the X ones, right? The -1/-1. The thing is, it's a fast spell. That's what takes that part very strong. Kill an enemy, kill an attachment on an enemy. I mean, we're in a relic centric format, so that's good. And then you get to ramp with fixing. That can make a big difference as well. We were just talking about the benefit and the power of Arc of Soul. This in limited is a more consistent Arc of Soul. Yeah, it's probably, I will agree with you, it is the weakest of all of them, Paldo. I think it is hands down the weakest one, but this card still has some decent application, and I think even more so in limited. Oh, Extinction said it too. Fair. Yeah, but it's actually funny because it's the only one that's not straight up removal. I think that's what makes it worse. Because this is removal, this is removal, this is removal, and what do you know? This is removal. This one is actually 2 pieces of removal if you count both the transform into a goat and the pump spell. Yep. Legal promo cards. Let's see what we got. Varro. So paladins. Hey. Wait, that was our. Yeah, we already knew that. That wasn't new. Georgia. I don't even remember which one of these was new or not. Merriest Mandrake. There you go, Gbrum. Gbrum, if you're watching this VOD, buddy, Merriest Mandrake is back. Travers Farm. Okay. Last Light's Judgment. And Garrett. Okay, fair. They want their new toys. That's actually, I would think so, right? No, future promos will also be expedition. Wait. Oh, let's just find out. Eternal Draft Pack card list. Let's just find out. So let's look up Garrett. Let's go to Combray real quick. Let's find out. No, okay. No, so they're just adding that to Expedition, Gibbon. That was a good question, though. No, they're not. At least they're not here. Yeah, that would have been kind of fun to do the Light's Judgment deck. But yeah, Combray's not here. Or what's his face? Let's double check. Let's be thorough and check another one. What was the other one? What's another one? Travers Farm. Let's do that. Mixed or none. T. Nope. Okay, yeah. Blaze. Oh, they're not in alpha. Oh, no. Wait. Are they in alphabetical? I don't even know. Thanks. Mask Maker, Reunite, Kasul, Judgment. I saw Judgment. I was like, they did do it. Nope, they didn't. Okay. Yeah, no, the promos are still out. Ooh. Alright, if we ever draft a Spirit of Resistance, we're doing it. We're just going to try to do that. I'm not even going to break down the weighted packs. Okay, Cool, guys. Well, that is gonna do it for the May 12, 2020 update. Hope you guys got a lot out of that. Jeebus knows I did. Here is